Amiran Zambia Limited is a subsidiary of the Bolton CP Group of the United Kingdom. We've been in Lusaka since 1963, right before independence. And we have branches in Lusaka, Kitwe, Kawe, Choma, and Mukushi. We boast a diverse portfolio across seeds and seedlings, irrigation, agrochemicals, as well as telecommunications and innovations. This year we're at the Agriculture and Commercial Show, which is the 94th, and of which post-COVID we are excited to be here. The theme is innovation through technology. Technology transforms business. And at Amiran, we are here to support our farmers with innovations that will transform their farming. And we're here with all our agronomists who are providing solutions. Our passion is to empower our Zambian farmers, ensuring that we provide integrated solutions. So we are here at the Agriculture Show and excited to interact with everyone.
So for innovation through technology being the theme of our 94th Agriculture and Commercial Show here in Lusaka, as Amiran, we are trying by all means to come up with innovations that will assist the farmer in the sense that they will increase their yields but also use less in terms of costs. So in that vein, in our department as crop protection, we have chemicals such as herbicides that can be used to prevent or rather eradicate weeds in the field. And we know that most of the weed is being stolen. 80% of the yields expectation is stolen by the weed infestation in the field. So we have a range of herbicides that can tackle this problem. Then also we've seen that slowly people are trying to get away from the synthetic chemicals to biological ones. And as Amiran, we are getting into that direction. We have some products which you can spray today and tomorrow you're able to harvest your crop without having so much time to wait as PHI. So we are doing quite a lot in that vein. A number of things are coming on board as Amiran to just try and satisfy our farmers in the sense that we know that farming is a business. We need to increase the profit and lessen the cost. So we are very aligned to that, and we are working towards achieving that even with our farmers. So we are here at the show this year where we are interacting with farmers who come through our tables, as well as other platforms, for instance, LinkedIn and Facebook.
So as Amiran, we've got a lot of new varieties that we've brought on the market of different seeds in terms of vegetables that are going through a lot of transformation so that we can meet the needs of the environment in this climate change. So we've got, for example, a variety of tomato called Topazio F1, which is a very good variety and it can do very well in all agroecological regions here in Zambia. You can grow it on the Copper Belt, you can grow it in Lusaka, Southern Province. It will give you a yield of not less than 150 metric tons. That translates to not less than 7,000 boxes of tomatoes that you can harvest. This variety is very tolerant to a lot of viral diseases. It is very resistant to nematodes, and all you need to do is to manage according to the chemical schedules that we give you, the fertilization programs that we give you. The other very important aspect about this variety is that you can harvest for not less than 6 months. You're just harvesting. For as long as you manage your diseases, you fertilize it and all. The other beauty about the hybrids that we supply as Amiran is that they are all disease tolerant, meaning a farmer will reduce in terms of costs of sprays. They will reduce in terms of the intense in terms of managing the crops and all. The other good example that we have on the market, and it's very new, very good crop that we are actually promoting this time around, is the onion super elated F1. This onion actually matures in 90 days from the time you transplant it. This onion is resistant to a lot of diseases and it's got a shelf life of not less than 5 months.
As Amiran this year, we are showcasing different technology, both for smallholder farmers as well as for commercial farmers. On the smallholder farmers, we've got drip irrigation technology. This has been on the market for some time, but as Amiran, we provide customized solutions that bring value to the farmer for whatever crop they're growing. And in between, we also offer sprinkler irrigation solutions, and these are also custom designed right to what the farmer requires, which means the farmer gets to use his system in a more effective way, which ensures good yields for whatever is growing. Then on the commercial side, as Amiran, we also house international manufacturers like Netafim and Zematic, which are always at the forefront of innovation, and we are there to provide these the result of this innovation to all our farmers, whether small or large scale. Then in terms of controlled agricultural production, we also offer greenhouse irrigation technology. So with these ones, it enables farmers of whatever scale, from smallholder farmers to large-scale farmers, to produce their crops in a controlled environment. So these tunnel kits are quite useful, and of late we recently commissioned one for Mrs. Simbae, and she's into vanilla production, and the results look quite promising, as now she can control temperature. She can also reduce the pest incidences within her greenhouse, which obviously will have a bearing result on the yields and her endeavors.
My name is Nixon Masausopiri. I'm the seed sales executive. I'll take you through in the production of onion. And this onion in particular is called Super Elad. It's a white onion. So the attribute of this onion, when it matures early, it takes about 90 days for it to mature. On top of that, the beauty about this onion again, it's also resistant to what we call rotting. The moment you plant this onion, there are few cases or rare cases whereby you found that it started rotting in the field, which gives a plus to our client. On top of that, this onion can also be planted throughout the year. It's also tolerant to diseases. Yeah, and the seed rate for this onion, depending with the market in which that particular farmer is into. So for instance, if our farmers want to have small to medium size bulb, we encourage them to take a seed rate of 6 to 8 kgs. That is direct planting. So if they want to have like bigger bulbs, also we encourage our farmers to use a seed rate of 4 to 6 kgs. So it depends in which angles our farmers want to, depending with the market and demand of the particular size of the varieties in which our farmers want to achieve at the end of the production. So on top of these things, Amiran, like what I do as a seed sales executive, we usually do what we call engagement meeting, whereby we have like a one-to-one visitation of our client. We also do what we call field days, where we plant particular varieties. Sometimes it could be trials, new varieties. Then we call our farmers and have a meeting, whereby they see the attribute on each and every variety. They compare the qualities and the attribute of particular varieties. At the end of the day, they decide which variety they select.
welcome to our Amiran stand here at the 94th Agriculture and Commercial Show. You're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
So my main interest of coming here
Yeah.
is because I see people doing quite a lot of work
Sure.
within the agro landscape. And some of the challenges that I've had are the inconsistency in production. We have a lot of people fully invested in agriculture, but they are only functional for 3 months of the year when we have rains. Is there a way as Amiran that you are extending that payment, especially for small-scale farmers?
Good question, Maoshi. We've really observed that most farmers would just be active for a particular season in the year and leave the huge part of the year dormant. And this is what is affecting farmers in terms of their pockets. They tend to have no money for a period of time within the year. So as Amiran, we've come to understand that much of the problem they have is in the water itself to irrigate their plants. So what we are doing as Amiran, we are coming with a solution of irrigation systems. Of course, we have a whole range of irrigation systems, but talking about the small-scale farmers, we have the small sprinklers that a farmer can use to irrigate crops throughout the year. We also have dripper lines, which are also divided into two. The small one, 8 millimeter, and the 16 millimeter, which can ensure the farmer irrigates his fields throughout the year. So that's where we are.
Okay, because I've seen a very big drive on farming as a business, but I'm failing to understand how a business, as you've put it, that can only run for 3 months. Because regardless of how much money I make in 3 months, I'll spend it over the next 9 months.
Yeah.
But in terms of having the ability now to irrigate, how do I handle issues of preserving and protecting my crop? I know you people have seeds. I know you people are pushing for certain things, but in terms of protection, what guarantees do I have of your support in helping me produce the best produce possible?
So on crop protection, we have quite a range of products ranging from insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, even as well as talking about food for plants, which is fertilizer.
Mm-hmm.
We stock high-grade fertilizer from heifer,
Okay.
which ensures much high productivity in terms of different crops. So in terms of crop protection, like I've said, we have insecticides,
Mm-hmm.
which will ensure that the crop is not infested with insects, which may drastically reduce the expected yield.
Yes.
We also have fungicides. A sick crop will also be affected in terms of productivity.
Mm-hmm.
Then in terms of post-harvest, we have things like superguard,
Mm-hmm.
superguard dust. This one, after harvesting the grains, the farmer are able to incorporate it in the grains, and it will prevent the grains from grain borers and other insects for 9 months.
Okay.
Then in terms of tomatoes, you've seen farmers, they harvest their crop today, they take to the market tomorrow or after the other day. By the time they are reaching the market, the tomato is soft in terms of
Mm-hmm.
the touch, yeah. But in that case, we have a solution. As a farmer is growing his tomatoes, he's supposed to bring in one particular foliar fertilizer we call Cowgrow or Cowmag.
Okay.
So once that is introduced in the crop, it will ensure that the
The shelf life.
shelf life of the tomato is increased to about 7 to 10 days.
So even if I go to the market today and I find a box, because I think as of yesterday the box was ranging between 20 to 30 kwacha. If I get to the market or I get news that the box is this much, I can suspend my harvest. Or even after I have harvested, I can be rest assured that my tomatoes will not go to waste until after maybe 10 days, until after maybe 5 days and the price has picked up.
Exactly what I'm saying, I'm talking about.
Wow.
And for tomato price, you and me, we know that within 3 days the price can change.
Yes, yes.
So you can still keep your tomatoes for some days, even 7 days.
Wow.
Once the price goes up, you're flood. So you have nothing to rush about.
Okay, now I
Yes.
have one big problem. You know, people always come and they'll talk, they'll say all sorts of things. What guarantee do I have of continuous support as a farmer? I have begun. Is this a journey that will walk hand in hand? Or is it just a journey that starts with me picking up the product and it ends there?
At Amiran,
Mm.
we believe our knowledge is of success. And we also believe growing with a farmer.
Mm.
So apart from our products, we are assuring you our technical support throughout. It's you to divorce us, not us divorcing you.
So it's an eternal relationship from your
Yes,
end.
yes, yes.
Okay, and
Yeah.
it's up to me to honor that.
That's
That's very interesting.
Sure.
So it doesn't matter what size I'm looking at
Yeah.
as a farmer. I can start even from as low as a lima. You have solutions for such, and I can
We'll
grow
take
to
it.
the.
That's the thing. We believe growing with a farmer. You can start even with 10 lines of tomatoes. We'll still support you. We'll be there for you in terms of supplying our products, as well as giving you the right technical support or knowledge that you need to succeed in that kind of field.
Farming as a business requires for a business to be operational throughout the year. But unfortunately, our farmers are only operating in 3 months when we are guaranteed of the rains. And even then, they are not that guaranteed. We've seen the erratic consistency within the rainfall patterns in so many parts of the country. What support do you have for farmers to ensure that the growing period is extended outside of the rain season to even times that we do not have the rains?
Good question. But in that, then let me just invite an expert in that period, who is an irrigation expert, Fleming Jinga. Please, you can come through.
Yeah, so as Amiran, we do have solutions that can probably bring value to whatever effort the farmer is trying to do in terms of increasing his yields, especially when there is no rain. So on the market, you find that there are a lot of products. But what we have as Amiran is we can sit down with the farmer, listen to the farmer in terms of what he wants, and he can give us a background of where he's coming from, especially in cases when there's no rain. Issues of soil, issues of water availability, even the crop that he wants to grow and the season that he wants to grow it in. And I assume it's outside the rainy season. So what then happens is Amiran, we can offer a customized solution, not what the farmer just brings, but we sit and listen. A customized solution will ensure that the farmer can then purchase a well-designed system, and we can even install it for the farmer.
Okay.
Then also help with issues of irrigation management. This is where issues of yield come into play. Because remember, irrigation is a marriage between the soil and the water.
Yes.
So without the farmer adequately grasping those two, it becomes more like a futile effort, because the farmer doesn't know how to apply the water, when to apply the water, which is critical, especially outside the rainy season.
Okay.
Because in some cases you won't have rains during the whole growing
period.
During the growing period.
Okay, so in terms of now packages, I know every time someone is speaking about irrigation and farming, the first thing that comes into mind are these center pivots, and we know they are hefty in terms of pricing. But as a small-scale farmer, what solutions do you have for me as a small-scale farmer that would like to start?
Okay, so let me start from the word hefty. They are hefty if you are going for bigger hectares, 80, 100. But with the center pivot, you can also start at 1 hectare, which means you can use it for horticulture. That's probably for the farmer who's progressing to say, look, I've been successful, but I would want something that's leaning towards a commercial. You can get a appropriately sized center pivot at probably a reasonable cost. Then besides that, we also do have drip irrigation solutions that are affordable for small-scale farmers, as well as sprinkler solutions that we can custom design for the farmer. And what we at Amiran is also try to encourage is farmers not just picking equipment anyhow. So we can sit, like I've said earlier, and select a solution, whether it's drip, sprinkler, and affordable center pivot irrigation systems as well.
So what you are saying is you guys are able to help me plan, you're able to help me produce, you're able to help me protect and process, because I can see there's that post-harvest handling of grains. You're able to help me protect even my yields.
Yes.
So my first beck and call should actually be Amiran before I do anything, so that I can...
Exactly. So Amiran now becomes more like a provider of integrated solutions. We can move you from department to department and sit down with you to listen to what you want and provide what will obviously bring value to whatever endeavor you're trying to embark on, especially in the agricultural field.
Okay, no, thank you very much. I think my questions are answered and I know where to come.
So in addition to what everyone else has actually explained to you, as Amiran, got a department of seeds and seedlings where we actually advise farmers what crop to grow at what parts of the year, and also like which area of Zambia can you grow what crop. For example, we've got tomatoes that will grow throughout the year. You can plant it this time and harvest up to the rain season. You can plant it in the rain season and harvest almost the whole year and all that. Then on the seedlings side of the seedlings and seeds department, this is where we advise our farmers to plan ahead. For example, if you want to plant your tomatoes in September, for example, you come to us, we advise you what crop you're going to plant at that particular time, what variety, and what are the advantages of planting that particular variety of tomato. Because once you come to us, you want 10,000 seedlings, for example, we book you, we tell you go and prepare your area, and then the time when you want to transplant, you find your seedlings are ready for you to actually transplant. That way, a farmer will learn how to plan in terms of putting together the inputs, including the seeds, chemicals, and all what is needed for them to grow that particular variety. So Amiran is a whole range of things that a farmer will need. As you have already heard, we've got the irrigation department, we've got the seeds and seedlings, we've got the chemicals. So it's a full basket when a farmer comes to Amiran. Yeah.
No, thank you very much for that.
You are most welcome.
Just to share knowledge with our farmers out there. So to start with today, we talk about Superguard dust. This is basically a grain protectant. So it will protect the grain that is post-harvest. You've harvested your maize or any other grain, you want to keep it for some time, some months or so, you get this Superguard at a rate of 25 grams per bag. So the whole bottle, which is 500 grams, will treat about 20 bags, and the retail price is about 70 kwacha. Then I want us to talk about another product which we call Kobe. Kobe is a 3-in-1 product. It's a fungicide, it's a bactericide, it's also a viricide. And again, it can also handle other bacterial diseases such as blight, early and late blight. Kobe is a very good product in the sense that it's a biological product. It has 0 pHI, and it can treat a number of crops. So you can spray today, even the same day you can eat, or the following day, no harm. It's a very friendly product, but very effective. It has also an ability to stop the spread of some diseases in your crop. Then from Kobe, we'll talk about one other product, which is a fertilizer called Polyfeed. Polyfeed is a high-grade fertilizer, which you can use both outdoor or in the greenhouse. So it has got an NPK as well as a number of microelements. This is a very good fertilizer in the sense that it's a water-soluble fertilizer, so you can apply it today and see your crop growing. Give it 3 days after application, you'll be able to be amazed on how the crop is growing so fast. It can go in all the crops, but mostly high-grade crops, high-value crops, then it will do well. Then the other product we want to talk about is Amidox. Amidox is an insecticide which can handle both sucking as well as chewing pests. So talk of tutor, talk of lead spider mite, white flies, leaf miners, it's able to handle that. So basically this is a story for today. Thank you. We had an interesting day where we had a number of farmers coming around our stand after tagging it into our Facebook page. And one particular farmer came through, asked for the solution for a problem to do with tomatoes, and we helped her, and she came out smiling. And we've also we sent our invitation to her that we can visit her farm in 15 miles. So we'll be there, just make sure that she does the right thing and be able to make profit out of it. So please follow us on Facebook, follow us also in other followers, and even after the show, you can still get in touch with us through our branches. We are in Choma, we are in Lusaka, we are in Kabwe, we are also in Mukushi and Kitwe. And within all these branches, we have agronomists that will be so helpful to your issues. Thanks very much.